20 Indian soldiers killed in border clashes with China. Tensions high between India and China following border dispute. Will the China-India tensions ease? How far will the dispute go? The armies of the world's two most populous nations are locked in a tense face-off high in the Himalayas, which has the potential to escalate as they seek to further their strategic goals. China claims about 90,000 square kilometers, that is 35,000 square miles of territory in India's northeast, while India says China occupies 38,000 square kilometers, which is 15,000 square miles of its territory in the Aksai Chin Plateau in the Himalayas, a contiguous part of Ladakh region. India unilaterally declared Ladakh a federal territory while separating it from disputed Kashmir region in August 2019. The traditionally peaceful Galwan River has now become a hotspot because it is where the LAC is closest to the new road India has built along the Shyok River to Dulit Ping Oldie DBO, the most remote and vulnerable area along the LAC in Ladakh. Following the 1962 Sino-Indian War, tensions continue to run high along the Himalayan border shared by India and China. The heightened tensions between the two nuclear-armed countries have drawn international concerns, with the UN urging both sides to exercise maximum restraint. The two sides previously fought a brief and a bloody war over the demarcation of the border in the region in 1962. Earlier this month, China and India have stepped back from a tense confrontation along their shared border high in the Himalayas, pledging to resolve disputes over the territory through diplomatic and military channels. The announcement came day after military commanders from the two sides met near Chashul, a border village at the disputed frontier near Pangong Tissu, a lake where the troops from the two countries clashed last month. High in the Himalayas, an enormous fistfight erupted in early May between the soldiers of China and India. A few days later, Chinese troops confronted Indian soldiers again, this time at several other remote border points in the Himalayas. So more than 1,000 miles apart, since both armies have rushed in thousands of reinforcements, India analysts say that China has beefed up its forces with dump trucks, excavators, troop carriers and artillery and armed vehicles, and that China is now occupying Indian territory. India and China share a border more than 3,440 kilometers long and have overlapping territorial claims. Their border patrols often bump into each other, resulting in occasional scuffles, but both sides insist no bullet have been fired in 4 decades. For latest updates, subscribe News 786, like and share the video. Analysts said that the current standoff is a result of China's pushback against India's construction of military infrastructure in border area in recent years. Even before the scuffling, India was feeling increasingly hemmed in by China's expanding economic and geopolitical influence in South Asia. To the west, the Chinese are working with Pakistan, India's arch-enemy, and recently agreed to help construct an enormous dam on the border of Pakistan-administered Kashmir, an area India claims. Analysts said that China did not intend to start a war, but that it wanted to frustrate India's road-building efforts. China's economic corridor to Pakistan and Central Asia passes through Karakoram, which is close to the Galwan Valley. Disputed area is close to the Aksai Chin Plateau, which is under Chinese control but claimed by India. Ladakh in eastern Ladakh is crucial for Chinese access to Central Asia and CPEC project with Pakistan, in which China has invested billions of dollars and estimated of $60 billion. India and China accuse each other of instigating the fight this week in the Galwan Valley, part of the disputed Indian-administered Ladakh region. It was the deadliest conflict between the two sides in 45 years. China has not said whether it suffered any casualties. New Delhi's decision to revoke the special status of Indian-administered Kashmir last August also angered Beijing. Indian Defence Minister say China demanded New Delhi reverse its decision on the status of Kashmir. China, along with its close ally Pakistan, condemned India's move and raised the issue at the UN Security Council (UNSC). Galwan area, a key strategic junction, is particularly important for India due to its proximity to the Nabru Valley, which is a feeder station for the Indian forces deployed in Siachen Glacier. Pakistani forces are also deployed in parts of Siachen, dubbed the highest battled in the world at 6,000 meters. India and China say they were communicating through military and diplomatic channels and stressed the importance of their border relationships. Experts say that the two nations were unlikely to head to war, but that easing tensions quickly will be difficult. But the deadly Himalayan clash has also fanned growing anti-Chinese sentiment in India, which were already high because of coronavirus pandemic, which began in China last year. India's case hold was climbed to fourth highest in the world. Emotions were on display on the southern city of the Hyderabad, where thousands watched the funeral procession of Colonel B. Santosh Babu, one of the casualties in Monday's clash. An Indian Business Confederation called for a boycott of 500 Chinese goods, including toys and textiles, to express strong criticism of China's action in Ladakh. Indian officials said the 20 deaths were caused by severe injuries and exposure to sub-freezing temperatures. The Indian Army said 76 other soldiers were hospitalized with injuries, with 56 among them likely to return to work within a week. On Friday, Indian media reports said China freed two Indian soldiers seized in the clash following several rounds of talks between the two sides late on Thursday. But hours later, China denied it had detained any Indian soldiers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday denied assertions that any Indian territory has been lost to China, saying India's border was secure and the military was capable of defending them after 20 Indian soldiers were killed in this week in the frontier clash and Chinese troops. China has not said whether it has suffered any casualties in what was the deadliest conflict between the sides in 45 years.